Hey, my name is LexC, and thank you for tuning in. I wanted to do this video because sometimes I notice I'm not particularly in a great mood to do a session, and that stems from a lot of things. I could be tired, maybe I'm apprehensive about recording the client, or sometimes I've been working on something for myself that I don't want to interrupt. I know I can't be the only one who sometimes doesn't like taking a session, so I've decided to list some things that could help us stay positive. First off, you have to be able to recognize when you're not feeling the best about a session. The first step is recognition, y'all. When you notice yourself starting to feel off or annoyed or suddenly exhausted, you have to pick apart why that is. Did I end the last session with this client on a bad note? Did I do my best with this client? Do I not like this person's energy? Or does it have nothing to do with the client? Have you been at the studio all day and you're ready to go home? That happens to me a lot. I will have been at the studio from noon to 10 p.m. and a session wants to book for 4 hours. And then I think to myself, do I really want this session? Have I met my goal for hours this week? And a lot of times for me, I just don't feel like doing the session. So for you, you're going to have to dig deep and find out why you don't want this session. Second, allow a break in between your sessions. If you find that you have a lot of sessions back to back, it may be a good idea to give yourself at least a 30-minute break in between. If you leave one session feeling particularly drained, that extra 30 minutes in between can give you time to recharge, reflect on some things, and come back to center with a fresh mind before starting your next session. That 30 minutes also gives you time to use the bathroom, maybe get something to eat, or even take a power nap if that's what you need. Some people think they can power through a 3 to 4 hour session and be equally attentive through all 12 hours of those sessions. But you don't want to run the risk of taking on so much all in one sitting and risk messing up the experience for your clients because you're on top of your game, you're refreshed, and as I said, you can start new with each session with that little break in between. Third, come prepared with your food and snacks for the day. I'm usually at the studio for at least 6 hours each time I go in. And on days when I know I'm going to be there from noon until whenever, I make sure I eat breakfast before going into the studio, and I make sure I pack a lunch and dinner. And I also pack some snacks to munch on during the sessions as well, and also a water bottle to sip throughout the day. One of the worst combinations you can work on would be working while you're sleepy because you're irritable and not nice when you're tired, and being hungry at the same time. Cut down on the possibility of things that could go wrong and prepare for a long day. Even if you don't know you're going to be at the studio for a long time, just always have that stuff with you because you never know. Things happen. The studio business is very fickle, as we all know. If you've seen any of my LexC Live videos, I talk about meal prepping and the benefits of planning out meals for the week. It saves time throughout the week and it saves money because you're not making rushed decisions to eat out. You also know what you're putting in your body and can give yourself food that's going to keep you energized throughout the day. Number 4, if you have a hard time staying positive about sessions because of clients, try this. Find something to like about your client. Something, anything. This is a mental challenge you have to play with yourself. What can I find about this person that I like? If you spend your time before a session thinking about why you can't stand a certain client and how this person or group gets on your nerves and how every time this person comes in for a session, they always do this and they always do that, you're already going into the session with a bad attitude and you're pretty much guaranteeing that you're not going to enjoy the session. So instead of focusing on what you don't like about a person, focus on what you do like about a person, and that will keep you positive, that will help you stay in a good vibe about taking the session. You don't even have to like the music, but you can respect how much energy the artist brings to the studio. You might not like that your client always reeks of weed, but you can appreciate how chill the client is. Maybe your client can't sing very well, but at least your client is using time and money to invest in recording professional sound. You just gotta find something positive, even the most minuscule, smallest, tiniest qualities, and run with that idea for the session. If for whatever reason you can't seem to find anything nice to say about your client, here is number 5, and there are 2 options to this, option A or B. Option A, think about why you do this. You say this is what you want to do, right? So why are you complaining? Didn't you know that sometimes challenges happen that make following your passion a little difficult? What made you want to pursue this in the first place? You got to think about the love that you have for this and let that help you stay positive and motivated to get through these sessions. What else would you be doing if you weren't doing this right now? That leads to option B. Think of where you don't want to be. If you weren't in the studio recording and making music with people, where would you be? Would it be better than creating music? You could be stuck behind a desk from the typical 9 to 5. Working in the studio, you're in control of your own time and you're in control of when you want to work. Of course, if you don't work, you don't make money and you can't eat. You're not standing behind a grill or a fryer, though. You aren't putting on a mask for a job you don't like, doing the same repetitive things day in and day out. That's the beauty of being in music and in being in the music industry and in the studio and around other musically inclined people. You don't have to do the same things over and over. Some of the processes may be the same, but you create something new each time you're in the studio. These are the kind of things you have to keep in mind and keep reminding yourself of to stay positive when you feel yourself slipping into negativity or feel yourself taking the studio life for granted. It is hard, but if it's what you love, you accept the grind for what it is and you keep on hustling. So hopefully this list of ways to stay positive about your session has helped you. I know that it's certainly some things that helped me get through the day of being at the studio and get through the multiple sessions that I have in any given day. But thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for tuning in. And as always, if you like what you saw, like what you heard, please give me a big thumbs up. And if you would like to see more videos like this, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And also make sure you hit the little notification bell to be notified each and every time I post a new video. If you have any questions or suggestions for new videos and new topics, feel free to leave comments in the comment section below or email me at info@lexcatl.com. But again, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, peace.